So
Part D.
Rune
I didn't
Factory
get to see
5.
part one.
No, but
Yeah, you didn't
you'll get the
miss.
vibe. So Rune Factory 5 is a game I played on the Switch that I actually just hated it on the Switch just due to it just being a bad performing playing game. Um, and playing it on the PC made me say, "Hey, this game isn't that bad." Until it eventually got bad. We'll
Yeah.
get to that. So what I have to say is they did good by making it load fast. It's got 4K resolution. It's got unlocked frame rate. It's really interesting how the Switch version is just so botched down to it goes down to like 20 frames a second. Like someone did a test and it's like the actual game clock runs slower in the Switch version because the frame rate goes down so slowly. It just it's a game down so low. It's like the game runs at like 0.25% slower than it would on the PC, which is it's crazy. So daytimes are longer because the game runs worse. Um, yeah, so it's just really weird. In the Switch version, the game loads twice sometimes, and it kind of is really it's crazy. They did good, but oh,
Uh
everything else kind of sucks. So it's everything is kind of a downgrade from Rune Factory 4. Rune Factory 4 is this kind of penultimate conclusion of this kind of genre. The genre is called the Bokujo genre. It's like the life sim farming genre. And Rune Factory was always the sci-fi fantasy offshoot of Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, and they would add things and tweak things each iteration that felt interesting. I honestly haven't played the first two or three games in the series. There's an offshoot one on the PS3, but I played the fourth one and the third one, and from 3 to 4 is huge. But 4 is just kind of this it's just a really good feeling game. It has so much stuff. As the farming feels good. It's really fast paced, and it's the combat is also really fun. A lot of RPG mechanics, learning magic, leveling up your skills. Like, hey, I'm gonna focus on swords. Hey, I'm gonna focus on hammers. I'm gonna focus on fists. I'm gonna focus on claymore. Like leveling up of that, going through dungeons, finding things. Cool. Um, it's just what I will say in Rune Factory 5, the combat is good. It's serviceable. You press a button, you just kind of dodge. It's really easy. Whatever. It's a serviceable thing. There is a mechanic where now it was like this before, but now it's kind of more toned down, where you can catch monsters kind of like Pokemon. They all have different abilities on the farm. So it's like, oh, this cow thing is good at this fluffy thing is good at watering. This good thing is good at carrying stuff. So you learn who's good, who to put in your barn, whatever. It's serviceable. Farming is also easy. It's simple. It's way more simplified than it was before. And but the big thing is the shift to 3D just kind of makes it feel weird. It doesn't hit right. It's gonna need another iteration for it to finally land. The shift from 2D to 3D. Well, they went from 3D to 2D to 3D, and it's just something is off. The way you farm in these Rune Factory games, if you're not aware, is you can stack your things up. You can carry 9 stacks of things like this, and then you can lock on to your bin where you store stuff or sell stuff and throw it. So you're just zooming through, picking up stuff and throwing shit, going as fast as you can, and it's fun. It's you're just going crazy, canceling stuff and moving, and that's really cool. It doesn't feel as good as it does in 4 as it does in 5. So that's just kind of stinky. Yeah, and the story just kind of sucks. It I need something else now. I guess I've learned I need something else to kind of hook me with these farming games. I need a story to kind of keep me wanting to play. There's just not really. I'm just kind of sitting here I don't really care about these characters. All the characters are they kind of suck. No one's interesting really. The only interesting guy is just furry dude who runs like a what's the word, a hot springs. He's really cool. He's a guy I married because he's the only one I thought was interesting. I was like, I'm gonna marry this guy, but like that's it. Like it's just like no one's just it's just not for me. I think that's it. I think I've kind of hit that wall with this series. Like, yeah, this just isn't for me. Um, and that kind of made me re-examine my like taste. Like, am I just addicted to the farming, or do I need something else? Am I addicted to like the incremental, increasing kind of gameplay? I think I'm more addicted to that, but I just need something else to hook me in. So what I've come to the conclusion is of how do we fix this is just one, having just like a fun world to enjoy and really interesting twists on this genre. Like, hey, Ooblets is a really good twist on this genre. By the way, the game is about to be out of early access, about to be finished in like a couple weeks. So that's cool. And what they do is you farm these little guys and you do dance parties and you fight and you just kind of get resources to rebuild this small town and like get other dudes to do dance parties and like build other parts of the world. Like it's just really interesting. It's the same farming incremental addiction that I need, but there's something else there. And I think that's what I need with the genre. I'm just kind of over just hardcore focus on farming and combat type of thing. If I want to do that, Stardew is there. I'll just play that again. It's the perfect example of that kind of game. And then Bear and Breakfast, this new game that came out, is actually another thing that's like it's you get your resources and you build towards something. Bear and Breakfast, you run a bed and breakfast and you're a bear. It's really interesting. There's a lot of weird, esoteric, Lovecraftian stuff happening in that game too. It's a really fun story. But essentially, you're running a bed and breakfast. You're organizing rooms and making things look pretty for guests, and it's that same for like farming kind of thing, getting resources and applying it to something else. And you just get to see the number go up, get to see things get better. Interesting. But aesthetically, both of these games just look good. Like they're just fun to look at. Like Ooblets, like this is how this game looks. Like it's just fun. Like I want to live in this world. Like I want to farm. Like this is a farm. Hey, like this is from the Switch port, by the way. So look out for that. But yeah, this is like they even have your little dudes. Like these are your little guys that help you run your farm. They go and collect things for you, so you can just kind of like streamline everything in this game. And and that's fun. It's fun to figure out ways to streamline things, grind for resources to apply to stuff, to level up, to get just that whole thing. And then Bear and Breakfast, like this game is gorgeous. Like this is how like it's like a hand drawn kind of thing. There's cooking. You run a bed and breakfast. You got to cook for your guests. It's fun to do that. Here's organizing a room, designing a room, building it out. Like, and there's also a bunch of resources you have to collect to make that happen. And here's like the story. Here's a character, Eris, who you meet, this like really Lovecraftian kind of spiritual fox thing that you kind of encounter. Because yeah, the story's just really, really cool. But yeah, it's just we need more games like these two to kind of, for me at least, to like make the genre what I used to like. Like Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, those games have moved away from what they used to be. They're kind of becoming more that they're chasing the Stardew Valley. And then Rune Factory was the different one, and now it's kind of just like falling in on itself. It's not as iterative as I want it to be, and it's still like Stardew Valley. It's still like, why would I play this when I could play Stardew? But like now it's like, why would I play that when I can play these other kind of imaginations of the same genre? So yeah, that's kind of it in my thoughts on those.
Nice.